with Feel the Love. That was a song that I'd written and I was initially singing on it. I'm not a singer, so I didn't really want to play it to anyone. But this was the days of like CDs, so I'd put it on the CD, hidden in between other songs that people know, and play it in the car. My friends would be in the car, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, what's this? This is wicked." And I sort of had a little grin to myself, and I was like, yeah, this is Feel the Love. And then
this episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone recording app made for musicians by musicians. And going back to the very early days, so I mean, in love with music, were you learning instruments? I mean, that ability to walk into Fraser T. Smith's studio and just use whatever's there, is that born out of education, or is this something you picked up?
Like my dad was a musician and he was a bass player and a keyboard player, and he used to do like rock and roll at weddings and like Chuck Berry covers weddings and pubs around East London.
So still does, doesn't he?
Still does, yeah.
You play with him sometimes, don't you?
Yeah. My son was doing BVs with him actually at New Year's. But I think I was naturally surrounded by that, and I'm really blessed and grateful for that, for my dad too. And he sort of sat me down and like showed me some piano. I always wish he taught me guitar a bit more, but like I really had that amazing foundation of I guess music and keyboards and piano. Yeah. And you learnt piano early.
I learnt piano from like 6 years old till about 12. My mum used to take me to piano lessons. And when I became a teenager, I wasn't really into it anymore because it was classical, and like I'd have to go and do exams, and it just wasn't something that I enjoyed anymore.
And did you know each other at this stage? So you were at school together?
Yeah, so Piers and Locky's the other member, Rudimental, went to, he was in infant school together, wasn't you?
Yeah, we were in nursery, and then we lived on the same road. And you lived like 5 minutes.
I lived 5 minutes down the road, and I sort of knew Locky, and I would see Piers about, but we wasn't close then. But then me and Piers went to college together, and sort of
to study music. Or?
We was just doing A levels at the time.
That was in London.
Music was one of them. Music tech. It was funny because music technology was quite a new subject, and they basically had a music teacher trying to teach music tech, and Piers was pretty much running the class. Piers seemed to know more than the teacher when it came to that side of things.
I built him a synth, and he got better marks.
What I was saying was at college, and then so we went college together, and then we went to uni together, and that's that was in Leeds. We went to Leeds Met
to study what?
Music, creative music technology. And I think that was when the collaboration really sort of kicked off. Like before then, it was I'd make a beat, or he would make a beat, or Lucky would make a beat. But when we actually went to uni and we were staying in the same house, you would hear something from next door, and I'd walk in and add something to what Piers was doing, and vice versa. He would hear what I'm doing, and I think it was a very natural way to like start working together.
Yeah. That was at the birth of Rudimental, I guess.
Right. So, and when was that? Was
2007?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
2007. Yeah, that was. Yeah. And so me and Piers were up in Leeds. Lockie was still in London. And we'd sort of send what we've been working on back to him in London, and then we had a pirate radio slot on Deja. Yeah. And he would play stuff on the radio, and if we was back in town, we would jump on with him, and it was a great way of testing out the records we'd just been producing in our bedrooms. And what I loved about it was like people used to ring in, they just flash call if they really liked what they was hearing. So you knew when you had something hot because the phone line would just keep ringing, and you'd be like, oh yeah, we've got one here.
Yeah. This episode is being supported by our good friends at Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then as far as we're concerned, switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. It's free, and there are a load of features you won't find on Apple's Voice Memos app, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, include photos of settings, and you can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So head to the link below to install the app now. And if you want even more, check out Tape It Pro and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 20% off. And now, back to the episode.
The live band side of things didn't really happen until we'd written Feel the Love and it had gone to number one, and we was like, oh, we got a booking. We thought we was DJing at it. It was Radio 1 Weekender. And then we found out 2 weeks before that we was booked to play live. So we was like, wait, we've only DJ'd before. How are we gonna do this? So we've got like a core group of friends that are all musicians that we've known for years. So we just told them we needed them to come jump on stage with us. And yeah, I think the first show we probably had about 12 people on stage. We had like 10,000 people come to our tent. Like, it was completely around.
And that was the first show.
And that was it was the first weekend. We had a show the night before in Isle of Wight Festival, which was like a tiny little tent. And then the following day was the Radio 1 to like 10,000 people. And that was a real moment for us. And the whole vision of the band really developed from there.
Yeah, the live show was like a child born out of album one, you know, like, and we've been nurturing and growing that child over the years. Now that child is going to university, and we have kind of gone back to our kind of DJ pirate radio roots, in a sense, going back to back with each other. There's still the musicality in our songs. You can hear it throughout the album. But yeah, we're just sort of exploring a slightly different avenue, and it feels like this new album. It feels like the right thing to do, and yeah, it's an interest. I think it's an interesting gear shift for us. I'm not sure everyone's going to love it, like coming to the shows, but we're going to love it, so that's what matters.
The last question we ask everybody is whether they have any advice that they would pass on to other people. Now, this could be a lesson that you've learned over the years, or it could be something that somebody else said to you once that you feel you'd want to pass on.
I would say always share your music, like what you're working on. Don't wait for it to be the finished piece of music to share it, because someone might hear a gem in the raw demo stage, which you're a bit uncomfortable about. So I'll just say always share it. And it's quite hard as a producer and as a musician. Sometimes you're like, oh, but it's not quite where I want it to be. But just press play and let people hear it, because a lot of people are sitting on gems, you know. And also you can go into a session with somebody, like say if we was in with a big artist, we might think we've got all these ideas we've worked on for a while that they might love. And it could be one of the rawest little ideas that we have that they lose their mind to. So yeah, always share your music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like with producers and creatives, especially like when you're young and trying to make it, just have faith in, if you really love it and that you enjoy it, like, have faith in yourself, and it's just not going to happen overnight. You know, it takes years and years. Sometimes it might take you 2 years, might take you 7. It took me 10, really. I started making music when I was 14, 13. When did we start making it? When we kind of feel the love. And we're 25 or something, so 26. Yeah. So, you know, like, it happens different times for everyone, but like just trust in if you really believe in that this is your path, then it will be. But you just have to give it time.
And going back to what I said as my example, an example of what I was saying was with Feel the Love. That was a song that I'd written and I was initially singing on it. I'm not a singer, so I didn't really want to play it to anyone. But this was the days of like CDs, so I'd put it on the CD, hidden in between other songs that people know, and play it in the car. My friends would be in the car, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, what's this? This is wicked." And I sort of had a little grin to myself, and I was like, "Ah, yeah, this is Feel the Love." And then I showed it to Piers and Lockie, and like everybody lost their mind to that initial demo, and we worked on it from there. And that was my way around, like, not playing it to people, but playing it to them.
Yeah.
But now I've learned, at whatever stage it is, just press play and let people hear it.
Yeah.